And, you know, just to assume that there's some kind of magic wand and panacea to bring in new jobs and new growth overnight is simply not going to happen. And we've seen in the news today, just look at the global situation. It is shocking. It is appalling. You know, we are facing some major significant challenges right now. We really are. And in terms of the whole issue about unemployment, unemployment is devastating. We all recognise that. We really do. But this government is absolutely committed to tackling issues of unemployment through initiatives such as the work programme. It really is.
It's not working.
As to Basildon Council, I think they are right. I really do.
This was brownfield site before, wasn't it, and was then turned into Greenbelt?
I think it was a scrapyard before.
So how did it suddenly become the Greenbelt when it was a scrapyard?
But part of it does encroach upon Greenbelt. That's my understanding of it. It really does.
Got
that continuously fails in this country, and where we have seen murderers, rapists and people who have committed the most abhorrent crimes in society go into prison and then are released from prison to go out into the community to then re-offend and do the type of crimes that they've committed again and again. I think that's appalling. And actually, on that basis alone, I would actually support the reintroduction of capital punishment to serve as a deterrent, because I do think we do not have enough deterrence in this country for criminals. And let's not forget, murderers and rapists and criminals of that nature choose to commit the crimes that they commit.
Vince Cable, miscarriages of justice.
No disrespect, Ian, but I'm not. On the basis that I think, you know, this is really about our criminal justice system, actually. And I think if any, you know, for any conviction, for example, you need ultimate burden of proof. You really do, and that means that...
But that's his point, that they find these mistakes all the time.
Well, I mean, that's...
Are you saying they were guilty, all these people?
No, I'm not saying they were guilty. Obviously, I'm not.
So
not
they
with
would
those
be
cases.
dead?
No, the point...
They would?
Well, the point is, as I said earlier on, this is about having deterrence. You know, if you have strong deterrence of that nature...
It's not a deterrent,
well,
killing the wrong people.
Well, no, capital punishment would act as a deterrent.
Sorry, one second. Go on. Your voice was lost in
the point that I'm making is that to have capital punishment, that would act as a deterrent, and that is the first point here. The second issue is, this is actually about our criminal justice system doing what it says on the tin. So you have to, you know, before anybody is sentenced, they've got to have full proof. They really has. You know, in the case of Troy Davis in America as well, you know, that was a case that went to court. They were convinced they had full burden of proof there. They really were. Now, that's a matter for them. But in any case in this country, if capital punishment was on the statute books, for example, you'd need to have complete and utter burden of proof.
But you had it in these cases.
Justine.
I'm interested to know whether there's any evidence that it is, in fact, a deterrent.
There is evidence that it isn't.
Well, what in the resolution would prevent you wanting to see it passed?
Well, I think it's a case of actually the parties getting around the negotiating table. I don't think this is just as simple as a UN resolution. I really don't.
I mean, do you think this law should be changed in the way the government's trying to?
I come to all of this, you know, on the basis that I'm a new Member of Parliament. I get a lot of planning issues coming my way. And there is a hell of a lot of regulation and bureaucracy around planning, full stop. And I think the system has to change.
Are you in favour of what the National Trust has been saying?
Well,
that
I think...
this is an outrage, this decision to have a default answer of it's OK to go ahead?
Well, I don't totally agree with the stance that the National Trust have taken, actually. I really don't. They've made their points, there's no doubt about that. But at the same time, the Prime Minister has reassured them as well this week in terms of the fact that this isn't about a carte blanche opportunity for developers to build on the green belts. And I think there's been a lot of misinformation out there on that front. I really do.